Well, hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Late Night with Travis Michelle show. Yay! Guys, how is everyone doing on this hump day? Oh no, I love saying that. I don't know why, but I just love saying happy hump day. Please make sure that you share this out to your tribe, right? And also, please subscribe to Travis Michelle YouTube channel at 7251. Travis Michelle 7251. I need to be putting that in the comments. I will. Tonight, we are not going to have a guest. It's going to be me. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do my lineup for the show. Some weeks, yes, we will have guests, and some weeks I'm going to come on and speak because I am interested and am going to build my YouTube channel as well. So, for those of you on YouTube, thank you so much. Please remember to subscribe and hit that bell. And I think it's like that. I just like doing that, right? For YouTube. Yeah. Y'all didn't realize I was silly all the time. I'm not that serious one. Make sure now, Late Night with Travis Michelle show, you're supposed to have your cup. See, I have mine. It says she is, where is it? Over here. Y'all, whatever. Beautiful, resilient. The F is gone. Focused and unstoppable. That's right. So have your beverage of choice, sit back, have your bonnet on, have a good time because that's what we're going to be doing over here is having a good time and just talking about those ugly side of the backstory. What does that really mean? Ugly side of the backstory. Well, it's when myself and guests talk about our journey through through life, whether it's in business, relationships, it could be healthcare, it could be anything, right? Divorce, whatever the topics are. It's great to say, oh my goodness, I've overcome it, or this is, I walked through it. We want to talk about how are you getting through it? What tools did you have? What people were there for you? How did you really get through that? Not just the shiny object at the end. Because when other people are going through, you want to know, like, how am I going to do this? Am I going to make it? What's going on? Right? Hi, Michelle. Oh my goodness. One of my besties is here. Yay. Hey, I know you're looking at my arms. I'm going to show you those in a little bit. Anywho. So I was just on Stiletto Speaks Live on YouTube as a guest. And so I came right over here and we were talking about like the tribe, defining a tribe, and your illness is not your sentence, right? It's not a death sentence, right? So it was really interesting because it really aligns with showing up when you don't want to. hmm What does that mean to you? I'm going to share with you my experience, but I want you to put in the chat whether you're on my Travis Michelle page, and y'all aren't going to see me on there all the time anymore because you're going to have to shift over to either my Facebook page, Late Night with Travis Michelle Show, or my YouTube channel, Travis Michelle 7251. So, what exactly? What, how do you show up when you don't want to? Do you show up when you don't want to? These are questions that I'm throwing out there. You can put your comments, and if I don't see them now, then I will go back later and read them and respond to them. But what does that look like for you? What does that feel like for you? I can tell y'all today, I didn't want to show up. No, I didn't. I was tired. I was super tired. And the reason being, I've been up since morning. Uh, my car, I had to get it from out of the shop. I I am, and then I have to make sure my little dog who's sick that I'm taking care of him, and then I had to run over and do yard work, and then I had to make it back over so I could get to my class, my physical therapy, and then I had to then come back so I could shower and get ready to be on a show at 9 o'clock, and then to be ready for you guys at 10. So I was tired. Did I feel like showing up? Now I love y'all, but no, I didn't. But I showed up anyway. So what does that look like for you? Right? When you don't want to show up, what do you do? How do you handle it? What are some of the obstacles you have? And then what are some of the tools that you use in order to show up? Did I want to show up going through cervical cancer? Curable, guys, curable. I'm on the other side now. But did I want to show up? No. And I'm being very nice by saying no, because I want to say F no. Okay? I didn't want to show up. But people look at you like, oh my goodness, you look so good. You made it look so easy. You look healthy. Da la 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 la. And it's like, yeah, but that's not how I feel. And I don't feel like showing up. I didn't feel like getting up and taking 2 hours almost just to get to my car from my house, from getting dressed, putting on all the winter clothes I had to put on and start my car up. And it's a manual. And then drive another 30 minutes to treatment. And doing that for 25 treatments. I didn't feel like doing that. Hey, Angelique. I didn't. I didn't feel like showing up. You have to also now have internal radiation. What? It wasn't good enough for y'all to zap me already? I didn't want to show up. And some people are going to be very surprised. Like, what is she talking about? Why would you say that? Don't talk about the negative things, but that's what we do here. We talk about the ugly side of the backstory here at Late Night with Travis Michelle. So if you're not ready to hear that, you can keep it pushing. But I didn't want to show up because I knew what they had to do to me, and it was grueling. And we need to think of some new ways to do stuff because it's barbaric. All right. And it hurts. I didn't want to show up. And then after that, you think you're on your road. Woo, okay, got through that. And no, you have to have surgery. Major surgery. I mean, I got to learn to walk again, eat again. Passing gas was hell. Like, I didn't want to show up for that. I didn't want to show up to pass gas after surgery because it hurt. And I'm praying every day, oh, Jesus, I'm trying to drink water. I'm trying to get up and walk, holding my belt. I didn't want to show up. So what is it that you don't want to show up for? Put it in there. Put it in the comments so we can talk about that too. But I'm sharing about me until I have more comments. After getting through the surgery and stuff, right? And then you're like, okay, now you got to slowly mend. I can't lift anything. Can't even lift 5 pounds. What's up with that? I didn't want to show up to get out of bed. I didn't want to show up to have to try to eat so that I could feel better. I didn't want to show up. Hello, the Ratchet Sage is here. I just didn't. But people couldn't tell. Why they couldn't tell? Because I didn't complain about it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't share about it and talk about it. Absolutely. But I just had to keep going because if I talked about it too much, I would talk myself out of it, right? So showing up when you don't want to, sometimes you can't go yapping about it a whole lot, at least not to everybody. You have to be very selective. And like the young ladies that are on here, the Ratchet Sage, Michelle, Angelique, I could talk to them. I could be like, look, I ain't gonna show up. No, I ain't feeling good. No, and it's not about complaining, right? It's really venting. Because you have to be able to release. You have to get that off your chest. Oh my goodness, yes, I believe in the Lord. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. But I have to have that tribe, those people that I can talk to, that can listen to me, that can help push me through when I don't want to show up. Huh? That's right. Geneva D. Ashley, I was just on your show, Stiletto Speaks Live. Go on YouTube and you'll get to hear us. It was on at 9. Because you see what I'm saying? I didn't want to show up tonight. No, I didn't. I just didn't. Because I was tired. Because I had oral surgery and it still hurts. My face is still swollen. I didn't want to show up. But we show up anyway. Because we have that resiliency. You have that determination. Sometimes because you have no choice, right? I mean, we always have choices. We always say, you don't have a choice. You do have a choice. But either bills aren't going to get paid, a child is going to be left at school, or something's going to happen, right? Sometimes we show up when we don't want to. What does that look like for you? How do you continue to show up when you don't want to? Do you give up? Do you say, I'm out? Deuces. Some people do. And then we get upset with them. Oh my goodness, you didn't show up. How quickly we forget those things that we're going through or have gone through, and we didn't want to show up. But now we can sit there and, I can take it off me and tunnel vision onto you. What do you do when you get a phone call, or rather you're away, and you see your alarm system come on and you think if somebody's trying to break into your house and you pissed because your alarms didn't go off, but inside you have a notice that there's motion and you hear psh, have a family member go check your house and it looks like a storm is coming down in your home. And it's been coming down like that for a week because you've been out of town. I didn't want to go back to my house. I didn't want to show up because I was walking into a mess. I was walking into a flood. I didn't want to show up, but I had to. Ebony says, keeping my desire-based priorities in mind helps me a lot. See, y'all getting tips right now. You better catch these gems. Keep your desire-based priorities in mind. My house is flooded. I want to show up, but it's my home, so it's a priority. So I got it, because I ain't got nobody else. Like, what's going to happen, right, if I don't show up? But I didn't want to. Move forward the next month. Now, so now you settled with that. Insurance is going to cover it. They put you in housing. You get COVID. Anywho, but moving past all that, you're like, okay, things are kind of settling a little bit, right? And you get a phone call that wakes you up out of your sleep at 8 o'clock on a Friday morning, or 7 o'clock, I believe it was. Could you please come and identify your father's body? Excuse me, could you repeat that? Because I think I didn't hear you right. You from the medical examiner? I didn't want to show up for that. I know it was my dad, but I didn't want to show up. I was cool watching it on TV. Let me just watch it on TV, Yeah. And even though I'm a registered nurse, that's a whole different, that's my job. That's different. That's my vocation. That's my profession. But on a personal, like, barely go to him and look through the glass with the blue sheet, just showing us, what the hell is that? I didn't want to show up. But I did. Because my desire-based priority, I had to keep that in mind. Right? And a lot of these things y'all didn't know about. Because, see, I didn't talk about it. I talked about it with my close, my tight. But I didn't, it was so much that I didn't want to just like feel like I was dumping. And I had to process it for myself. Right? As Geneva says, there are times that I don't want to show up to be strong for everybody else. Come through now. Ain't even about you showing up. It's because somebody else needs you to be strong. How many times someone else is going through, whether it's a friend or family, someone close to us, they're going through something. Now, we pray for them and we want the best for them. But we're like, I don't want to show up. I'm tired. My cup is half full. It's not overflowing so that you can get the overflow. I just don't want to show up. But we show up anyway, right? And we show up anyway because, and I'm going to keep putting this up there because the Ratchet Sage, your desire-based priority says you have to show up, right? It's a priority to take care of my home. It was a priority to make sure that I handled my father's remains and met his wishes. It was a priority, my health, right? It's a priority for you to be that parent It's a priority for you to be in that relationship, a priority for your job. So how many people don't want to show up for their job, Lord? Am I the only one? I don't know. I'm just saying. Geneva says, I am a priority to take care of me so that I'm not pouring from an empty cup. Absolutely. So I kind of think we know now, like examples of when we don't want to show up, whether it's for sickness, someone else's priority, right? It's not always about us. Sometimes it's about the mother folk. Not saying anything bad, but sometimes it's about other people and their ish. You be like, yeah, I don't want to show up for that. I got to hear this story again. They're just going to try to drain me dry. Or I'm dealing with my own stuff, right? So I can't give to you right now, right? That's what it is, huh? But we need to recognize it. Being able to show up when you don't want to, you need to recognize that you don't want to show up. Okay, I'll repeat that because I know people are like, what the heck does that mean? We need to recognize when we don't want to show up so that we can show up correct. And correct doesn't mean that you're perfect. Your hair is laid. Your face is perfect. You're saying the right words and being politically correct. No, I'm talking about, you know that, look, I only have like 10 minutes to give you, because after that, I'm done. I can come over here and help you do this, but after that, I'm done. Because what? You have to make yourself a priority. And I'm going to say that over and over again. Y'all going to hear it forever. Making yourself a priority. As the Ratchet Sage, Ebony Green says, keeping my desire-based priorities in mind. That's fire. All these comments, fire. Keeping your desire-based priorities in mind. Because you're going to have to show up when you don't want to. You're going to have to show up when life is ugly. You're going to have to show up and be raggedy looking. And that's okay. That's all right. Your crown is over to the side, queen and king. Okay. But it's not on the ground. And who says it has to always be straight? I know we always say, oh, I want to straighten your crown. Well, sometimes we need just it needs to be a little cocked. So that when people see us and be like, ooh, crown's a little cocked. Let me just make sure I speak. Let me pull myself together. Because when it's on straight and perfect all the time, then people think they can just keep pulling from you, right? And you talk about pouring from that empty cup. No, because they just think they can take more and take more and take more. No. It's over to the side, Don't mess with me, because you ain't ready for this ish today. I'm here to do what I can. Don't play with me. You don't have to be perfect. Showing up when you don't want to. That's our topic tonight. Yeah, that's it. We're just keeping it 100 like we always do on Late Night with Travis Michelle show every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Showing up on Late Night Travis Michelle on Facebook, and Late Night, well, it's actually just Travis Michelle 7251 on YouTube. So make sure you go to the channel and subscribe. But that's what it is. Showing up when you don't want to. And I know a lot of people like, oh, you're going to have all of this such eloquent things to say about that, and you have to do this and that step and 100 steps. No, we showing up when we don't want to, and we looking like, what, you okay? Yeah, but I'm here. We may not be our best selves all the time. Some people, someone said to me, I always want to show up for you as my best self. Well, your raggedy self sometimes is your best self, because that's all you got. And I'm okay with that. It's about keeping it 100, though. When we try for perfection, it makes it harder to show up. And that's a lot of times when we don't want to show up. And as Queen Geneva says, And they will continue to take if we don't set boundaries. Right. Because see, we show up when we don't want to, because maybe we do have a priority and an obligation, absolutely. But it doesn't mean we don't set our boundaries straight. And don't come with the foolishness today. That's what they say in the South. Don't come with the foolishness. Right? Nah, player, not today. I ain't doing. Hey, you got the right one, wrong day. You hear what I'm saying? We have to make sure that we stay present, right? The Ratchet Queen says you have to walk to show up, especially when you don't want to, but have prioritized and committed to for yourself. That's walk, WALK. What is that? My method, the W, willing participant. It starts up here. Yeah, I don't want to show up, but I'm here, But I know that, so I can act accordingly. When you just show up and you don't have you just showing up, you're not there, you're not really present, then you're not in control of you, not of the folks, you. So then when you're hit with something that's from left field, you're not together. Now you're trying to get yourself together. But when you have that W, that willing participant, you're present. You're staying present in the moment. You're taking those action steps. Hey, I'm here because I have to. I have this obligation. And I'm going to meet it. But I realize that my cup is not full. I realize I have that little nerve like this that's jangling. Don't step on it, So I need to be clear and set those boundaries for you, all right? So you don't cross them. But you have to be present and honest with yourself. And then that L, love yourself. You got to forgive yourself because you ain't showing up as your best self. Oh, Lord. I'm not my best self today. I could be a whole lot better, but I'm here. I'm showed up. You hear me? And I said it. I showed up because of my priorities, my desire, right? And my obligation. And because I know that this is part of my journey. So I forgive myself for showing up. I'm tired and everything. I'm over here and my dog is over here looking at me and you can hear him coughing in the background and acting crazy. Yeah, all right. So, but it frees me up because I can be me. I can come on here and laugh and talk and say what I want to say and not worry about, oh my goodness, let me sit a certain way. Let me say this with the laugh. I don't got to do none of that. I can just be me. And if you don't like it, well, you get over it. You be all right. You be all right. And K, kicking butt unapologetically. I don't have to apologize for who I am. And you don't have to apologize for who you are. As Geneva was saying, foolishness free zone. Yes, ma'am. All right, don't show up with your foolishness. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. But not today. All right? And as Ebony has said too, like keep it 100. And she says desired based priorities. Absolutely. Right? That's what we do. And we have to keep it 100. You can be authentic. And I know people like, that's the buzzword. Oh, be authentic. You can be authentically fake. Right? You can go ahead and get that bag. It's fake, but it looks authentic. Right? They even have it where it'll tell you the tag from the designer. I won't name any particular designer because a whole lot of them, but it'll even have the tag on there. There's even a group of women that meet in Manhattan and, and they have money, but they want the fake. But when they walk out, they say, I'm authentic. But you're authentically fake. Say, I want to be 100. Yeah. I want to keep it real because when I keep it real and I stay 100, that means I'm in connection with myself. That means I may show up a little raggedy, but you can't come at me and say, oh, you raggedy today. Yeah, I am. How you doing? Like I ain't know it? What? I know it. And your wig is falling to the side. No, let me stop. But right? Because people always want to point at you. I need you to turn that mirror around. Like, yeah, I ain't showing up my best, but I'm still going to show up. My grandma always said, that's okay, baby. You don't have to have the most expensive. When I was starting out as I had finished high school and had to leave college. I was pregnant and I was getting a job and everything. And she said, baby, that's okay. You know, you don't have to dress expensive, but you got to have a good pocketbook. You got to have some good shoes. But you can go on over to, now people have, what is it, Walmart and Target. Back then it was Alexander's. Okay, y'all. You ain't never heard Alexander's, look it up, whatever. But you can go over there and grab a piece from here and a piece from there and put it together, right? But then you spend that money on those good pieces, showing up when you don't want to, showing up for that interview when you know what, they ain't gonna hire me because I'm Black, and I already know that. They already chose who they wanted because somebody else already told you that they chose somebody, but they have to, because they have to go through and act like they're interviewing people. I'm just using that as an example. Maybe it hasn't happened to you. You're fortunate. It's happened to me. Right? People are trying to be nice to you, but they really don't like you and talking about you behind your back. But you have to be in their presence because you're in that circle, that you're doing something, whether it's at church, on a job, an organization, your sorority, but you're still showing up, right? Geneva says, everyone wants to claim emotional intelligence, but walk around in artificial intelligence. Okay. Why she got to go there? Like, why you got to call people out like that? Everyone wants to claim emotional intelligence, but walk around in artificial intelligence. Exactly. Fake, fake, fake. Unauthentic, not authentic. Authentically fake. Oh no, but I can do this, and I do. No. And why do we have to put on the best face all the time? Showing up when you don't want to. Sometimes, yeah, you're there, but it doesn't mean you want to. You try to put on that face. Yeah, hi guys. When looking at your watch, like, okay, is it time up? Is it? Wait a second. Huh? I didn't want to show up today for my class. I take something called the BAR method. And instead of taking physical therapy, which, it'll take me gazillion years because they teach you one little thing and then they go over to another client. Well, I need my whole body done. I'm, rebuilding, going through this cancer journey. And I heard about this BAR method, and it's ballet, Pilates, and yoga combined. Y'all, okay, one, I only think there are 2 times a woman should sweat, and one is childbirth, and y'all figure out the other one. That's it. I ain't about that life. Y'all, oh, it feels so good working out. No, never felt good to me. Just, it didn't. So I'm like, okay, but I got to go now to this class. I was tired. But I made that obligation because it's a priority for my health, for me, because I'm priority number 1. I had to show up. Now, did I show up tired? Yes. I made a mistake because I hadn't eaten all day. I know I'll get back channels in Texas. I understand I was supposed to eat. I know that. I paid for it. Nauseous as a dog right now. I get it. And I'm in the class. A little limb shaking. And this is what I'm doing. I'm telling you that because I was like, oh my gosh, this class, thank God it's not the hour class, only 45 minutes. And I'm over there watching the clock. I'm watching the clock. I showed up, but I'm already like trying to leave. You ever do that? You show up, but you already like, am I gone yet? And I was participating, but I wasn't at my best. But I gave the best I had and the best that I could give. As Geneva says, the diamond and cubic zirconium may appear similar, but there is a definitive difference in value. I'm just saying. So I was showing up for my class today, and I did what I could, but I didn't get the full value of it because I was tired and I didn't want to show up. Yeah, I mean, I did, and I knew what I felt. I was like, yeah, you're not putting your all into this. I know. I'm not getting the full value of the class. But I had to be honest with myself, right? Y'all back up because I'm spitting a lot with my braces today. So just saying. How are you showing up when you don't want to? Queen Ebony says, listen, Geneva did not come to dilute her greatness. See, these, who's in your tribe, who's in your circle, that also plays a part in how you show up when you don't want to. Now, I was just on Stilettos Live, right? And it's part of Hershey Circle. And Geneva D. Ashley is the founder. And it's on her YouTube channel, so go there and subscribe. But I was tired. I told the girl, yeah, I did a whole lot today and everything. But I made sure that I'm going to show up for my queen. I don't know. I got a message to get out there. She's giving me this wonderful opportunity. Yeah, okay, we're going to drink some water. She said, make sure you have your hydration. I was like, okay. I got myself some water here. Okay. Took my shower, redid myself because I had leaves and everything all over me. You see what I'm saying? But I had a commitment. And you see how early I was like, well, I'm doing the class, but I'm not putting my all into it. But I showed up. But then when I had to be on her show, it was like, oh, I can't come on here and just be like, all right, yeah. Low energy. No. Get it together, Travis Michelle. Let's go. Because it was a priority. And I didn't want to let her or her viewers down. You see? Sometimes we show up because of other people and the priority, but there are just times you don't want to show up to be strong for everybody else. And then there's a time when I had my desire-based priority in mind. Doing my class, I'm doing them every day. So today it was like, yeah, I'm just going to have to. I mean, I'm in, because I'm just telling y'all, I'm going to be spring, summertime, fall, winter, fine. This body getting it together. I'm just saying. But when it came to Stilettos Live, right? So Stiletto Talks Live tonight, I had a whole different energy. Because my desire-based priority shifted. So it's not that I was fake earlier. I just didn't put all my energy in. So there are different ways we show up, different percentages of ourself that we give when we show up. Sometimes you're not going to give 100 all the time. Okay? We're just not. We're not. Stop acting like you are. Just stop. You're not going to give 100 all the time. You're not going to be on 100 all the time. Why should you be? How are you going to rejuvenate, fill your cup if you say you're on 100 all the time? Yeah, you got to be 100. You got to show up every day and you got to show up tough, hard every day. That sets you up for failure. And I know there are folks out there, coaches and everybody, they're going, not everybody, a whole lot of folks are going to disagree. But it does. Because the days or the moment that you feel that you can't show up at 100%, you feel like you failed. No, you didn't. You did the best you could at that moment, at that time. And that's okay too, because tomorrow is a new day. An hour from now is a new time, right? Thank you so much, Queen Geneva. She says I was phenomenal. Yes, of course. And I showed up, right? And that's right. And that burnout. Gotta be 100. Gotta be 100. Sleep is for when I die. We heard all those sayings. Gotta grind. I'm on the grind. And then everybody goes, yeah, I'm on the grind too. I'm on the grind too. Sleep is for when I die. Oh, I don't have time now. I gotta keep going. And then you wake up and you're depressed. You're anxious. high blood pressure, stress the hell out, illnesses, all kind of stuff. Can't focus because you're trying to go at 100 all the time. And there are people that, they say, I was grinding. That's why I'm so successful in my business. But you weren't giving 100%. I guarantee you that every single day. You gave a lot and you pushed past your limit. Absolutely. But you didn't give 100% every day. You didn't. Because you're human. And like Queen Ebony says, burnout. That's not self-love. That's not vision. And that's not getting it. Exactly. Gotta give 100. Gotta give 100. Gotta grind. I'm not grinding. Yes, as a keynote speaker, woman empowerment speaker, and transformational speaker, I'm not here to grind. Because when I think of grinding, I think of I use the Himalayan salt. Call me bougie, I know. And I, do my little grinder. It has solid salt grains, right? And you grind it and you make it small and you crush it depending on how fine you want it, right? So when it was in its full form, the crystal, okay, it takes a little bit longer to melt and everything, but when you grind it down, then you need more of it, right? I don't want to grind. I want to be productive. I want to put my time in. I want to give it my best. I want to strive for excellence, not perfection. Because I guarantee you can get there, and ladies, we can get our eyebrows done and be looking like, oh, they look so good, and still say, but you know what? There was just one little spot. Yeah, and I always have one eyelash that's just like, when I wear my eyelashes, it just does not want to cooperate. And people are like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. And you're like, no, but this one that one right there. Or you do your show, or you do a speech, it's like, darn it, I left something out. Now, no one else knows you left it out. But what you gave was excellent, right? Because you're speaking from your truth. And as Ebony says, the Ratchet Sage, clarity. Showing up when you don't want to, you have to have clarity. You have to have clarity as to why you're showing up. What is your purpose for showing up? What can you contribute if you show up? And you have to weigh, what's going to happen if I don't show up? Showing up when you don't want to. It's okay not to be looking your best, doing your best every single time. I'm going to give you grace. I ain't going to be folk out there. No, that's what you don't really want to do. You don't want to really be successful. Yeah, I do. But I also want to live. Right? Being successful does not mean that you have to not live. The most successful people, they play hard. They work hard. But they play hard. But then when we're out in these streets, all you hear is the work hard. You don't listen to the play hard part. Right? And so that you can show up as your best self, you have to make sure that you're taking that time for that, your mental peace. Time to fill your cup. I no longer pour from my cup. Can't have what's in my cup. What's in my cup is for me. That's to keep me going. That's for Ebony and Monique and Michelle and Geneva. That's for them. And Monique, my tribe, that's for them to they be pouring into me and I'm pouring into them, and we're filling each other up, right? We're sharing. And there are others there as well, in my tight circle. Now, what comes on and this cup is full and it's flowing over here on the sides. You know what I mean? You put it down in the saucer and you see like there's a circle when you drink coffee. My grandmother used to drink a lot of coffee. And you saw that dripping down on the side. Huh? That's what you get. That's what we should be giving people. Not our full cup. Because once your car has no more gas in it, it's not going to run. But what it will do is muck up the rest of your car, right? Oh, it's not going to move, but you still going to be trying. And then it starts going throughout the car, messing up other parts, right? Until it's full again. And if you put cheap gas in your car, when you know you're supposed to be using premium, your car is going to get jacked up too. It's going to jerk. It's going to hesitate. It's because you're not filling up your cup. But just think about it. When you're so full and you show up, even when you don't want to, people are still getting that overflow. Because if I can do this and I didn't even want to and still look good, and this is what you get, that's my overflow. And that's what we give people. And as Geneva says, balance is self-love. That's right. Balance is self-love. That's part of that self-love. It's not just one thing. And I did a post, which I'm going to do another one. I'm going to repurpose it. So when you see it, you'll know it's repurposed. Anywho, if you're watching the replays and you're on here. And I said self-care is not doing your nails, getting a massage, getting your hair done, your eyelashes. It's not that. Go deeper. When I tell you it set folks off, I had so many comments on that post. And I was like, really? Are you that superficial? I'm talking about you, for you, not for me, not for somebody else. You're that superficial? That's all it takes? Because if that's all it would take, how can you get your nails done and you still are in the same space? You get the massage, but you're still in the same space because you haven't done any other work. You're not being honest with yourself. You're not staying present. You're not taking those action steps. You're not forgiving yourself about some things. And let's do one thing at a time. You ain't got to forgive yourself about everything at once. Huh? Because when you do, that leads you to your freedom, and then you can walk through your life as you are, crown hanging off to the side, king and queen sometimes. But you're still showing up. And you're giving people your overflow. And they're excited. Right? Because I was just saying to Geneva, you go to church and people, let me tell you something. You want to get there. So people want to be all in the front row, the middle row, the back row. And then people get there late and they're like in the overflow. They got the overflow room. Y'all go to church, you know that. They got the overflow. Does that mean that you don't get served? Does that mean that you're not blessed? Does that mean you don't get the message? No. You be standing up there, jumping, praising, carrying on, right? If you're at a concert and you weren't able to afford those $5,000 tickets in the front row and you have to be a nosebleed, now your experience is a little bit different, but you're just excited to be in the house. You're still excited to see it. You came prepared. You brought your binoculars, right? Does that mean that you don't show up? Does that mean it doesn't work out? No. Geneva says balance will keep you from burnout. She totally agrees with Ebony. Burnout simply is not getting it. Absolutely. And as the Ratchet Sage says, walk. My method, WALK, which we'll keep talking about. Walk so you can have overflow. Stay present so you can have overflow. Take action steps so you can have overflow. Love yourself by forgiving you before you forgive everybody else. Because y'all gonna hear, you'll be sick and tired of the walk method. I'm just saying. But it works. It's tangible. You can touch it. You can feel it. You can actually see results. And it doesn't take you 50 years. I'm just saying. That's me, because of these things that take so long. But when you forgive yourself for that one thing, and then it leads you into freedom. So when somebody tries to talk to you about it, girl, you showed up, but you showed up late. Okay. Why you got to show up late to this, blah, blah, blah. And you may have had a good reason that you showed up late. But you've already forgiven yourself for showing up late when you should have started out a little earlier, or you shouldn't have stopped to the store, whatever. Forgive yourself. So then when they come at you, you're like, oh yeah, okay, but I'm here now. freedom, continue on. And then you can kick butt unapologetically. Yeah, I have a problem with being on time. You can say that to you. I know that, and I'm working on it. But you don't allow other people to beat you up about it. You see what I'm saying? You have to walk. It doesn't mean you have to run, because we always want to run. I want to get there. When I was, going through my cancer journey now, curable, and I'm on the other side, just in case y'all, coming in at this point. But I'm done. I'm like, look, can I get to like past this 2-year mark so that I don't have to go to the doctor every 30 days for this one, that one every 90 days, this one every 2 weeks, over here every week, be stuck, prodded, legs open, all kind. What can we move past all that? But I can't. You got to walk it, because there's a lesson to be learned in our showing up when we don't want to. I almost didn't go to church on Sunday. I was like, well, maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll sit out this Sunday. That's what I was thinking as I was getting dressed to do it. Showing up when you don't want to. And I love going to church, but I was like, well, maybe I don't have to go today. But had I not shown up, I would have missed the awesome message. That was for me. I know he was preaching to other folks. I get it. But it was for me. Showing up when you don't want to, you get what is for you. Right? You get what is for you when you show up when you don't want to. If you're not in the house, you can't reap the benefits. If you're not in it, you can't win it. If you don't take a chance, a risk, you won't get the reward. Showing up when you don't want to. Guys, I just thank you for coming on tonight, giving me the support. All of you who are on Travis Michelle, Black Women Walking in Power, which we will be pumping up and becoming more active over there on Facebook. If you want to join us, then I'll let you into the group. And those of you on YouTube, please subscribe. And did I leave anybody else out? I don't know. If I did, you're not left out, because you know who you are. So you can't be left out. Make sure that you're here every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Now, I'm changing it up a little bit. Some days we'll have topics that we'll talk, and I want you to talk back to me. And then there'll be times when I'll have guests. We're going to do it both ways. I'm just working out on something. But if I don't show up, I can't try different things. I can't see what works. You can't talk back to me and say, yeah, we like this, right? And in the meantime, boss up with confidence. That's right. This is the 30-day journal, and it helps you get your confidence back one day at a time. And how do you do that? By showing up. By showing up when you don't want to. By walking. W, willing participant. A, action steps. L, love yourself by forgiving yourself, which leads to freedom and walking your journey, which is redemption. And K, kicking butt unapologetically. And it's 30 days, so you have to buy more than one. I'm just saying, because you might be at the W, you might be at the L, you might be at the A, but it's about you. This is between you and you, you and you, you and you. I'm pointing at this here and you. It's not about anyone else. You can definitely go on Amazon and purchase. Thank you. I was supposed to have the link here, but I didn't do it because I told you I didn't want to show up. So I was like, oh, I'll put the link in later. But anywho, you can still go over to Amazon and grab you a copy, and I will see you guys out in these streets. Show up for yourself. And it's okay if you show up when you don't want to. It's okay if you show up a little raggedy, a little beat up. That's okay. It's okay if your crown is over to, side. Throw your shoulders back. Have it to the side. What do they say? There was a song. Oh, I can't remember it. Brain fog. But anyway, or you leaning, right, in the car, hanging to the side. But you don't mess with that man when he's They got that look, right? You got that face. People know, oh, let me not step to you that way. Make sure you're giving them your overflow. Make sure you're not giving them that essence of yourself that you are holding on so that you can have overflow for other people and you are not holding that back. I so appreciate you guys. Till next week, Travis Michelle. Join Late Night with Travis Michelle. Woo! You know what I'm going to say. Y'all know what I'm going to say. Too much for some, not enough for others. But guess what? I'm always going to be more than enough for me. Until next week. Oh, I forgot to show y'all. Can you see them? You'll see them next week. My tattoos. That means you have to tune back in. Take care, everyone.